Now, following Caroline Flack's death, more than 200,000 people have supported an online petition calling for a government inquiry into the practices of the British press.
Let's speak now to Emma Bunning, who runs a talent agency representing reality TV stars, including some ex-Love Island contestants. Morning to you. Thank you very much indeed for joining us. So lots of people have signed this. What do you think can be done to help?
I think it's a two-prong effect, really. I think there needs to be some responsibility taken from the British press. And I also think it needs to be maybe some extended aftercare from the TV companies making these shows.
Tell us about the impact that, for example, the British press and also perhaps social media has had on some of your clients.
Well, I've had a few clients who've suffered at the hands of the British press. One client in particular who really felt like she was close to the edge and at that point went into rehab and sought therapy. And she has come back from that. I've had another client who had such disgusting comments made about his child that he then came off Twitter. And certainly, I mean, I've spent hours of time on the phone to various clients at points where they've been vilified online or in the press, you know, having to talk through these situations with them because they are incredibly damaging. And one of my clients in particular has recently left because she wants to take a bit of a break from the public eye because it's been so difficult for her.
Can we just talk, so you talked about the British press, on social media, I mean, is there any way that things can be changed? I mean, there's a whole, you know, movement, isn't there, to be more kind, etc. But how do you change things?
I don't know. I think as long as we've got freedom of speech in this country, it's a really difficult situation. I think unless there's some way of monitoring online and social media, which I just don't see how that is possible, it's something that we're going to come up against time and time again.
You say you've talked to clients as well. I mean, we know that there have been changes made in, for example, with some reality TV programmes with support, but is that sustainable, do you think, and should they be doing more?
Well, I mean, certainly in the time that I've been doing this job, I've noticed that TV companies are taking a bigger responsibility. Before any client is going into a show, they have a psych chat. They then have that when they come off the show. And certainly while the show is running, they all check in with them regularly. I wonder whether we need to see that period of time extended. But how long is a piece of string? How long do you do that for? And that's the tricky question, really.
And I suppose the other question is, you know, because there's not just people in the public eye who are perhaps affected by things that are said about them, are there? But, you know, how do you change things?
I don't know that you can. I think it's having an awareness of it. And certainly when people are going into these shows like Love Island, I think that they are having these conversations with producers that, you know, you are potentially going to be subjected to this. But whether that is taken seriously enough, I don't know. I think sometimes that there's such a degree of hunger for fame that maybe they don't really think about the ramifications of this and what they're going to be subjected to. And maybe that's something that needs to be looked at more seriously at the casting process and having more than one chat with a psych. And I don't know, maybe continuing that before they actually go on the shows. Because I don't think you can stop people commenting unless we start to monitor social media, but I don't know whether that will ever happen.
Emma Bunning, founder of the On Box Talent, thank you very much for joining us this morning. Thank you.
Time now is 6:20.